Journaling about your feelings probably won't change your life. You've seen these videos all over the internet that are talking about how to journal to improve your life. And I'll be honest, I'm one of the worst offenders, I know. But in general, there's a strategic way to journal that will lead to you actually seeing progress in your life year after year after year. And it's probably not about sitting down and saying, I'm so upset because Sally didn't respond to my text asking her out yesterday. Now, in reality, there are lots of ways you could journal, from morning pages to just stream of consciousness to writing about your habits or even just writing out what your perfect day looks like. So in this video, let's jump in and talk about some of the ones that I've seen to work. What's up guys, it's Alex Hein. Let's jump into it. Now, the very first one is the intuitive journaling technique. And this one is something that I've not really seen on the internet before. I want to start with the story of when I was living in China. So about 15 years ago, I was living in Beijing, China. Now, if you've seen some of my videos, you know I bought a one-way ticket thinking I'd become a monk or a kung fu master. So I buy this one-way ticket to China, and a year and a half later, after this journey ends, I'm in the airport in Beijing, and I'm just browsing the bookstore because I'm looking for something to take home with me before I have this 15-hour flight home back to New York. And I come across a little book that is filled with all of the things I'd always wanted to learn. It's filled with mystical practices, it's filled with acupuncture diagrams, it's filled with herbal medicine prescriptions, and it's filled with traditional Chinese medical theory. Now, I bought that one book and I took it home with me, not thinking much about it. So every Sunday, when I got back to the US, I would just translate this book for a few hours every single day. And every time I would translate this book, I thought, you know, this is the thing that I've always wanted to learn about my entire life. Now, one day in particular, I'm sitting in a cafe, and again, I'm translating this book. And this guy comes up to me and he says, hey, I'm a local acupuncture student nearby. Did you know that you're translating the most important book in all of traditional Chinese medicine? And if you guys don't know, now I'm a doctor of traditional Chinese medicine. I have a private practice in Los Angeles. It's my absolute passion in addition to this kind of stuff. And he said, that book, my professors can't even read in the original Chinese. It's so dense and so difficult to understand. And you've been translating it every week here in this cafe for fun? And I just think, what are the chances that I went to that one cafe, got that one book at that one exact moment, which happened to be the most important book in my entire profession for the last 2,000 years, and that was a chance encounter. Sometimes when you write down your gut instincts day to day, and you write down, you know, this is what I feel like I need to do to work on my health. This is what I feel like is the next thing that I need to do to grow. It will actually help attune you to being on your hero's journey. It will actually attune you to that path and helping to find the things that are connected to your deeper purpose in life. But only if you write about them because you make it obvious, and only if you act on them as well. Now, the second journaling technique is what I call the goals to daily rituals technique. And I've actually put together a free journaling worksheet. It's the link right below this video. That is something we're going to talk about here in this exercise, which is basically how do you turn a big goal into a series of daily habits that you know today, if I just do this, it's going to help me reach my goal one day. So you guys can check it out. It's the link below this. But basically, I wrote this entire book called Master the Day about this exact purpose. You know, let's say your goal is to have a great relationship or even find a great relationship. Well, what does that actually look like on a Friday afternoon where you have 4 hours free and you're like, well, I want to find love, but what do I actually do today? Do I just go on Hinge and swipe up 5 times? Do I just go out to a random bar and hang out alone? Do I pick up a random salsa class and just hope to meet people? In reality, if your goal is, let's say, to have a great relationship, there's no end point that you need to do to make that happen. What you need to do is focus on tiny daily rituals. So for example, if you know your significant other loves physical touch and words of affirmation, your goal should be to take that end point goal, great relationship, and bring it back to today, which is, what are the daily rituals? So for example, every day, telling my girlfriend that I love her and I can't wait to go on new adventures with her, etc. Or it could be just holding her hand throughout day-to-day life. It could be giving her a neck massage when we're in a cafe co-working. But in reality, it becomes very difficult to think, how do I write a book? How do I build a YouTube channel? How do I build a business? How do I get into and get through medical school? How do I save enough money for a giant trip? In the same way that actually sitting down and writing a book is literally as simple as endpoint goal, write book, daily ritual, write 1,000 words in 1 hour a day. The more you can actually figure out what is that goal in terms of a daily ritual, the more it is clear and not overwhelming about what you actually need to do every single day, because it is just one daily ritual repeated for days, weeks, and months over time. Now, the third technique is what I call the perfect day technique. I'll never forget a conversation I had with a fitness guy that I was asking about his business. And he said that he paid Gary Vee at the beginning of his career a very high sum to consult him for a day. It was like something like $5,000 to $20,000 for a day. And he said, you know, Gary, I'm trying to work on building this business and this kind of thing. What do I do? And Gary said one thing to him. He said, what is your perfect day? Reverse engineer that and try to figure out how to make that happen. So for me, one of the most useful journaling exercises has been to sit down and write down, how do I want to spend my day? You know, I know that I want to wake up every day without an alarm around 7:30ish. I spend about a half hour going through my morning routine, and then I spend about 90 minutes doing my core focus block, which for me is studying medicine at this point for my private practice in LA here. And then after that, I know that 3 days a week I want to see patients one-to-one, and then the other days a week I want to work on creativity. I want to shoot YouTube videos. I want to write books. I want to work on creating products and programs and courses and that kind of thing. So the evening comes, I want to work out at the same time every day, and then in the evening I either want to be with my girlfriend or with friends or taking a salsa or bachata class. And that basically makes up my Monday to Friday. Because I know how I want to spend those hours in the days, I can then reverse engineer, and even the macro, I need to be self-employed to do these things, is a clear direction going forward about what the path is in life and what actions you actually need to take to reverse engineer your perfect day. Because if you don't enjoy your days, you don't enjoy your life. Because 1 year is comprised of 365 days. So you better make those days count and you better make them enjoyable. By the way, guys, I'm putting together something incredibly exciting, which is called the Monk's Courtyard. It is a compilation of all of my online courses that can help you design your dream life going forward. And rather than me being sponsored by a bunch of companies that I may or may not use or may not be relevant to you, these courses are ones that thousands of my own students have gone through and have helped them. So you can check it out. The Monk's Courtyard is right below this video, and I'm releasing brand new videos. There's also a current deal, a discount going on, so make sure you check it out soon. Now, don't forget, I've also put together a bunch of interesting videos on journaling, specifically how to journal to design your dream life. I think one of the videos has several million views, so go ahead and check it out because it builds off of this right here.